Hello everyone and welcome to another spontaneous speculation video where Kirby just swings around in order to hypnotize you to subscribe. As you may know, the beloved Game Awards show is about to start in a few days and naturally people do not really care about the awards itself, but instead which games could be shown off. As usual, the Game Awards guy Jeff... sorry, I don't know his last name, did his best to hype up the whole presentation to an extent that people start to get rather unrealistic hopes in terms of what Nintendo, for example, is going to reveal. Of course, Breath of the Wild 2 or Metroid Prime 4 are up there for the most interesting candidates, especially Prime 4 because of the nomination of Metroid Dread for Game of the Year. And it's not that far of a stretch to at least think about the possibilities, since the Game Awards is a very mass appealing show and targets whole groups of different people. So if we put ourselves in the shoes of Nintendo, you would probably like to present something that has this mass appealing scope in terms of graphics and overall grand atmosphere. But there's also another game that maybe wants to get a little of the spotlight as well, and of course that game is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Announced in September at the most recent Nintendo Direct presentation, we haven't got any new information so far, although the game is going to release in spring, only a few months away. Obviously this doesn't have to mean anything, since Kirby Planet Robobot was also announced during a direct and I think released already a month later in Japan. But the Forgotten Land is different, since it's the first time since years or since the very first Kirby's Dream Land that the franchise strives for a more spectacular size and acts like a production you come to expect from a 3D Mario, for example. Because of this, there's actually a tiny chance for the Forgotten Land to appear on stage due to the overall orchestration how Nintendo showcased the game. There are still people who think this game will have kinda an open world instead of linear level, which surely is still possible but actually very unlikely. This doesn't hinder the marketing team to play with people's expectations a little though. Showing a new big trailer with unseen copy abilities and introducing the enemies properly could elevate the series' perception from this funny little kids game for here and there to something worth considering, even if you have never played a Kirby title. But first things first, what speaks against the Forgotten Land appearing? Well, on first glance it seems like Kirby as a franchise is one of Nintendo's most successful ones, since we often get a game at least per year, be it a spin-off or mainline title. Furthermore, there was never really a drought in terms of bringing out new games besides the GameCube era maybe, but then again just look at all the handheld games released during this time. Kirby is most certainly among Nintendo's top 5 properties if you don't count franchises like Mario Kart or Smash Bros. So shouldn't they try to show a new game at the Game Awards? You probably already noticed, but there was never an opportunity where they advertised a Kirby game in a presentation like this. The simple reason for that is Kirby is not that huge in the West like you think. I mean, the games surely sell a couple of copies every time, but it's not like a massive success that goes beyond the 10 million mark. Star Allies has roughly passed over 3 million to the customer if I remember correctly, which of course isn't detrimental but not impressive as well. To be precise, Japan is mainly responsible for this success because Kirby as a character has much greater impact on people over there. A lot of merchandise, funny commercials and even the whole cafe prove the popularity. You could even bring up the Japanese YouTube community, which has all sorts of different channels dedicating themselves to discuss about different topics regarding Kirby. Heck, they even didn't release Kirby's Dream Collection in Europe, which is the reason why I treated Magla with such a disrespect all the years, although the little guy apologized in this game over 10 years ago. Anyways, as you probably guessed, the awards however have a very western manner to them, giving Japanese focused titles a very hard time from the get-go. Of course there are exceptions and it seems like the show opens up a little more the more years pass. I can remember how they revealed Bravely Default 2 in 2019, which was so surprising in consideration how timid the series is in comparison to all the big budget competitors in the arena. Another thing that kinda speaks against the idea of Kirby showing up is all the games people would like to see much more. Leaving Zelda and Metroid behind, there's still the option for Splatoon or Mario plus Rabbids, and if you want to go one step further, DLC for Mario Party or Metroid Dread. I know that we shouldn't go by pattern, especially not with Nintendo, but the experience proves that smaller titles in terms of reputation have a lesser chance of appearing. The Bayonetta series isn't as commercially successful as Kirby, but Bayonetta has this appeal for a non-Nintendo fan, which makes it way more interesting interesting. Furthermore, I often get the impression that story-focused games tend to get more attention. At this point, it's actually very clear why that is so. Cinematic trailers, as shallow as they in reality are, grab the audience better than a simple gameplay trailer. Combine that with a seemingly amazing narrative and you have the perfect recipe for an award presentation. I think the only exception would be, again, Zelda, Smash or Metroid, because they just live by their special reputation by this point, but under normal circumstances this isn't the case. It's the same case with Bravely Default, which looks adorable at first glance but again has the RPG mark stuck to its face. But then again, the Game Awards aren't really about the awards itself. Everyone knows that it's more about advertisement in general, because being the game of the year can push the sales of a game, especially during Christmas time, significantly. Even beyond that, it's a great opportunity to give people an insight into what is planned for the future and which game has its release date roughly set. Of course, Kirby. You can watch a video of mine where I discuss the topic of the release date and why it could come out way sooner than expected, but to put things short, it seems like we don't need to wait that much longer, and considering how Nintendo seemingly wants to put more effort into the franchise, the Game Awards are a great way to give Kirby renewed energy. Just look how much more time and probably budget the Forgotten Land consumed. There's no way Nintendo's going to treat such a costly game the same way as their ordinary 2D platformer. Leave all the Zeldas and Metroids behind. It's the perfect chance to make Kirby more attractive to a Western audience, which surely is something Nintendo has an eye on. Recently they even stated how they want to globalize their franchises more for the whole world, like for example with Pikmin Bloom, the upcoming Mario movie or merchandise in general. It's probably my bias towards Kirby that speaks out of me, since Metroid probably deserves the attention right now way more, but I just cannot help but to wonder what impact a showing would have at a show like the Game Awards. The only thing that actually kinda gives me hope are the nominees for the Game of the Year award. Experiences like Psychonauts 2 or Ratchet & Clank have about the same vibe as a Kirby title in terms of seriousness and tone, and even Metroid Dread, which is a 2D action adventure and therefore not worthy for some people for whatever reason, has a chance to get the trophy. So overall, do I think the Forgotten Land will come up with a new trailer? No, most likely not, but as you can see, the chances should not be underestimated. As it stands now, it's much more likely that Nintendo will focus on that game more precisely in a direct during March. But what are your thoughts? Does a game like Kirby and the Forgotten Land deserve to have a place in a grand show like the Game Awards, or should they wait and give Kirby its extra free space to breathe? Whatever the case may be, it's one of the many cases where I actually do hope to be wrong, which is a feeling every Nintendo fan probably knows when expecting their plans realistically.